Hey, welcome everybody. It's Dr. Ariel Policano for the weekly support class for your Genius Insight app. This is a personal, portable biofeedback program that you can use to balance yourself every single day. If you're interested in this program, go to quantum-ipad-biofeedback.com. One more time, that's quantum-ipad-biofeedback.com and learn more about the Insight app. So, really great to be with you today. And everybody who's here will receive 10 raffle chances to win our prizes. If you have invited someone to be here, you will receive 5 raffle chances for them attending. So be sure to let us know that you have attended today. We certainly will keep a list of, or you keep a record actually, that you attended, and I'm going to send the list to our admin today of everybody who was here, and everybody who was here will receive 10 raffle chances. Now, if you want to use those raffle chances, you need to be with us live the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, okay? So on Black Friday at 10:30 Pacific, you need to be on live with us, and we selected that time so that people in the UK could also join us. It sort of works for many time zones. You have to be there in order to win. You will not receive the prize if you are not there. That's this Friday at 10:30 Pacific. And what will you win? Everybody has the chance to win a $200 value Bluetooth speaker. Amazing opportunity. And we certainly hope to see you there. So where do we go at 10:30? So you need to be registered for the Friday webinar, Linda. You need to be registered for the Friday webinar, and that should be on the Quantum Health app site. Let me see if I can get you the link for that before we're done today. So we're going to be doing a lot of fun things today. We're going to be talking a lot about custom libraries. We're going to go back to the master list piece because a lot of people were not on Friday where we talked about it. And we're going to talk about frequency and frequency sweeps. So we're going to do a lot of really great stuff today. So good stuff for earning your 10 points. You're going to be well rewarded with some really great information today. Okay. So I'm just going to go through, get a session started here and then show you some things. I'm also taking your questions. So feel free to send in your questions if you have questions about the program. This is the appropriate time to ask those questions. I want to really congratulate Ryan, the developer, for some really great updates. We're now at a place where the Genius is really much more stable, much more solid, and I think that you'll really like what you're seeing now with the Genius. So let me send everybody the link. This is the link for the raffle drawing on Friday. So if you want to come on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, U.S. Thanksgiving, this is the link that you'll want to use. I'm sending this out now in the question box. So look in your question box. You're going to see a link. Go ahead and copy and paste it somewhere. That's the link, or you could just actually you could just tap on it right now and you could register for it right now. Just go ahead and register for it right now. That way you don't have to worry about copying and pasting the link somewhere to remember it. Just go ahead and get in there and make sure you're with us on Friday at 10:30. Okay, even if you're doing something else, just so you can be with us. Remember, you get extra points for referring people. And I want to talk to you about referrals today. I just want to mention again that I am one of the main distributors, along with Suzanne Covington, who is joining us today. There she is. Suzanne, let me bring you on here too, so let me unmute you. And Suzanne, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hello, everybody.
Okay, so you guys, if you don't know Suzanne Covington, she is pretty awesome, has many years of experience in biofeedback, and she's going to be joining me on the training today. Also, we are your main master distributors, and we have Ryan's blessing to do this. We helped him a lot in the development of the Genius, and those of you who've been with the Infinity community for a long time know both of us have been intimately involved with training over the years. So what I want to tell you today is that if you have a referral, please send them to us. If you've worked with Suzanne before, I'm going to give you a couple of email addresses. So if you've worked with me, send the referral to me. If you've worked with Suzanne, send the referral to Suzanne. So first of all, let me give you a couple of email addresses for both of us. So I think what I'll do is I'll follow up with a email after this for you guys. So if you don't get all the information within the next 2 hours, I'll make sure you get the link to the raffle and both of our email addresses. So here's mine, that's my email address, and then here's coming Suzanne's. Again, if you've worked with Suzanne before in the past, please get in touch with her. What I want to tell you is please send us your referrals through, I know there's an affiliate program, but if you will just email us the people, one person, the person's email address, their name, we can become their main customer support. And most of you know that if you call myself or Suzanne, you always get someone on the line, and we call you back pretty quickly. And we're able to provide training, we're able to explain how the different hardware works, how the software works, how the apps work. And whenever anybody purchases from me, and I know from Suzanne, we give them an orientation. We make sure that they're set up properly. We show them how to use everything. We meet with them online. We want to give a very high touch level of customer support. You still get your commission. In fact, most people usually get paid faster. I know that a couple of people have emailed me about a few things that have fallen through the cracks, but don't worry, we're on it. We're going to make sure that you get paid. So in addition, for the holiday season until December 31st, if you will send us the person's name and email address to either me or Suzanne, when they purchase, in addition to the $200 commission, which we will pay you directly from me to you, we will also give you a $25 Amazon gift card. So if you'll take the time to refer through us, we really appreciate it. It allows us, these trainings we do are totally free. We don't get paid by Quantum Health Apps or Ryan. We do that as part of a support for the community. And the videos I create on YouTube are, obviously totally free for everybody to use. So we really appreciate you showing us the love and support and sending referrals directly to us just by emailing us the name of the person that is interested, and we document that. We make sure you get the credit. You can always contact us and we'll be like, yep, that person bought. We'll get you the commission, and we'll get you, from now until the end of the year, also a $25 Amazon gift card for working with us. That's a little incentive to work with us. So I just want to thank you for that in advance. If anybody's confused about the process, I will be more than happy to jump on a Skype with you or a chat, give you a phone call, talk to you. And we're also here to support you, to help you to make referrals. So if you need help in referring someone, you're not sure what to say to them, anything that we can do, we're available for free demonstrations for any of your anybody who's interested and you don't know how to talk about it. You're like, I don't even know what to say to this person. I don't know. I'm not a salesperson. Just send them to us because we get in contact with them and give them a free online demonstration, which is kind of cool because they can work with a health practitioner, Suzanne knows a ton about nutrition too. She's got an amazing way of interpreting the panels. And so a session with either one of us for free is, kind of cool. You can get a lot out of it. So I just want to thank you again for everyone here who has referred business to me in the past. You help me to keep doing all the research that I do. So thank you, and I know that Suzanne appreciates the referrals as well. Suzanne, anything you want to add to that?
No, I think it's all beautifully said. Yes.
All right. All right, fantastic. Well, Suzanne, I'll keep you on here, and we're going to do some fun things now and get into the custom libraries. So let me also read some questions, and you might want to field these questions with me. Oh, they're all about the program. Okay, there's Thanks for the link. However, it doesn't do anything on my device. So, okay, no problem. What I'll do, you guys, is I'll make sure that after this I send an email to you that includes the link for Friday and also includes our email addresses. So that way everybody will be good to go. You don't have to worry about clicking on anything or writing anything down. So I think that'll be helpful. I'm working towards a new webinar service where you actually can click right on everything in the webinar. So that's going to be coming up soon. All right, so now just a little bit about the version that we're on. So we're on version 2.7, and Suzanne, please correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's 2.7. The way that you do a session is you start with a new client. If we created a new client, actually, let's just go to that. So let's, for example, create a nice gentleman client here. Let's go with John Smith and whatever his date of birth might be. Let's just pull something random. It's really funny, you guys. I almost wish that this would start in the middle, because if you have somebody who was born, say, 1947, what they see on the screen is the little dial rolling back and rolling back and rolling back, and people feel like, oh my gosh, is it going to roll back anymore? I'll be, you know, a dinosaur or something. So, all right, so there's the date of birth, and now we can pick a gender, male or female, and you're going to see the animation of sort of a male figure versus a female figure, and so that's a new change. And then, I do this all the time. You can't advance that way, so let that be a lesson to you. You have to save this. So let's try that one again. And thank goodness that birthday is still there. So now you go next. Okay, that's what you do. And then, of course, you can enter in your wellness markers here. This is just informational. And Suzanne, let me know if you disagree with this. Ryan had let me know that this is really just informational. It was, I think before it had been incorporated into the algorithm of the Infinity.
Yes, that's accurate. This time it is not.
Okay, that's really interesting. Okay, so let's just say cardiovascular, and you can change this as you want to. All right, so then you record the voice by tapping on here. I instruct the person to say their full name, you know, my name is, have them say their full name, and I, always encourage them to say an affirmation. I feel like that's a nice positive way for them to record their voice. And of course they can say A-E-I-O-U. And then you get the 15 minutes of voice. The information down here is not very relevant to us. These are simply the calculations that are being assessed when really thinking about the frequency of the voice, when really capturing what the frequency of the voice is. So Ryan did let us know that if you wanted to, you could actually tap on voice harmonics here in the beginning of a session. Oh my, is it working? Not working now? It appears to, I wonder if you have to assess the voice first. No, that would advance it, right? But Ryan did let us know a couple of weeks ago that if you tap on voice harmonics, it'll give you a homeopathic version of your voice, which you can do some clearing in the beginning. So if we try to repeat it, we have to record it again. Will this work? The voice harmonics will not work. All right, let's just advance for now. I don't know, nothing's happening when I'm tapping that button, so I'm not really sure what happened, but if it does play for you, then it's sort of like the neurofeedback. It's giving you a perfect homeopathic of your own voice, which can do some clearing. Then, of course, you capture the picture, you take a live picture, or you upload a photo. I'm just going to skip that for now. And then you come to the first screen. You can add a personalized energetic signature like joy, love, abundance, whatever that might be that they want to play every time they run a frequency. And then you begin by tapping Begin Analysis. All right, and so we're going to go into the libraries and really give you an explanation of what the libraries are all about. We're going to explain that very carefully in good detail. And we're going to talk about the master list. What is that all about? And I'm glad Suzanne is here because she's going to maybe lend some insight as to some clever ways you can use a master list that maybe will make everything move a little faster by sort of collecting a bunch of categories in a master list in terms of efficiency. Okay, and Orlando says, I registered before. I attended the first one. Do I need to register again? Nope, you're already registered. Voice Harmonics Vinayak confirms that the Voice Harmonics is not working. Okay, so we'll talk to Ryan about what's going on with the Voice Harmonics, and we'll certainly get that all resolved. By the way, a big welcome to Rebecca joining us from across the pond in the UK. It's very late there. So thank you for joining us, Rebecca. I really appreciate that. And welcome, Kelly, vacationing in Hawaii. Good to have you here. And Aida, first time I've seen you on here. Thanks so much. Catherine, checking in from Oregon, and Cheryl from Oregon. We've got Catherine out on the coast and Cheryl in Eugene. So Fran is here. Oh my gosh, we got such a good crew today. Welcome, everyone. Okay, so now we're going to tap on the navigation bar, which is at the upper right here. And we're going to go to libraries. So you guys could do this yourself if you want to. What you see here are all of my custom libraries. I've got about 500 that I've created. So you're going to see that there under created because I've created them. And then ones that are shared, there's actually a few that people have sent to me and they're under shared. So, and then there's created again. Now, let's just start with how to create a hololinguistic category. To do this, your first inclination is going to be to go to the plus sign to create a category. That's what you need to do to create a category, but Suzanne, just correct me if I'm doing anything wrong here. But then after you create the category, you're going to click import in order to create more to create items. So, Suzanne, what are some of the, or do you have a line of supplements that you ever use or test for?
Oh, different people have different ones. There's biotics, there's all different kinds.
Let's go ahead and let's go for biotics. So let's just do that, just for the sake. So you could take a picture of the category if you wanted to. You no longer need to put a category description, which is really great. You could if you wanted to. So let's put in biotics here. That is a really good supplement line. And then we hit save. We then can find that category alphabetically. So we can use the alphabetical piece over here, go to B, that'll take us to biotics, which is here. We then tap on biotics, and now we're going to be adding items. So here we need to go into, I can't believe, what is the next step? Is it, nope. Why, I don't know why it has to be so confusing. So now we want to, what is the next one? We want to add, we can't add it to a client. We can't export. Suzanne, help me out here.
Well, did you tap on 0 items?
Yeah, I did.
And what happened?
There we go. Okay. I did and nothing happened and I'm like panicking. Okay, before you begin, do you want to add an individual item to your category? So of course, I don't know why that question's there either. Okay, so we hit OK, and an item name, you know what I love is the, is it called the bio demulsion?
Okay.
Have you ever used that one?
No, I haven't.
Oh, that's a good one. What's your favorite biotics product?
I don't have a favorite. I think they're all good. They're all good.
Okay, no problem. Because biodemulsion is my go-to because I really do see people increase in their vitamin D levels significantly from putting the biodemulsion under their tongue. And I always get good increases in their lab numbers. Okay, so we're gonna hit OK. And I did it wrong. I actually did it wrong. So that was...
Well, go back.
Yeah, that's not correct. We actually need to do it this way. We need to do it through the import. I don't think I'm not sure it saved it anyway, so it has to be this way. Whoever, I don't know if Dolores is on, she's probably laughing at me. Uh, all right, there we go. She's got this one mastered. All right, so biodemulsion, and then we hit, so I make a keyboard
Add
bigger.
item. Add item.
No, it has to be, I don't think so. Is it add item? Wait, let's try it. Yeah, see how confusing it is? You have to do import now. So we'll do a whole other one. We'll do a couple of these products again. What are some of the other biotics products? Isn't there like a, I don't know why I think there's like a black currant product or something like that comes to mind. Okay, so now we hit add the item. And there it is. Then it will be, oh, now why isn't it created? When I hit add item, that wasn't, it must have initiated a new item, right?
I don't remember it being, did he change something?
It seems like something's not, I wonder
Something
if
is different.
And I wonder if it changed with the master list. So let's just start again. We haven't actually created any items, so no harm, no foul. All right, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to tap on items, and then I'm going to hit cancel because this is hololinguistic. I'm going to hit import. I'm just going to put D, just because I might have to do it several more times. We hit import now. Okay, this imports it. And as I recall, even just doing the demonstration with Ryan the other day, it was tapping add item. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so there it is. There's no save button here. The only thing you could actually do now here is hit add item. So let's try it. Nope, something's wrong with it. There's a bug.
So there's a bug. Yep, because it wasn't this difficult or confusing.
So, and then if you add it manually, this is actually for the frequency sweep. So add manually means that you actually put in the frequency that you want. It says it exists, though. What's going on here? But it's not really saving anything. What a mess.
Okay.
All right. So I think we've established that there's a bug.
Yes, I think we have.
So I don't even know if then it makes sense. Let's go to the master branch and just try the master branch anyway. These are the ones that we had created with Ryan the other day. If we create a master branch, do you have any master branches of your own?
I don't have mine up. I don't remember.
Okay, so let's just do immune support. Oh, not spelling it right. All right, so let's try this, immune support, and at least this can use the current categories that you have. You know what's something that is interesting? I wonder if you can make a master list out of categories you've imported from somebody else, like the categories
You can.
Okay.
Yes.
So now in import, in immune, let's put all of the things from the immune system. I have a bunch of immune panels in here. So let's get to those. So let's do immune system, immunologic remedies, infections. Let's do inflammation because that has to do with the immune system. Boy, it's good. These all start with I. And let's try hitting OK. So now we've got immune support, and in immune support, you've got all of these. Now, I actually think this could be really increase your efficiency because when you want to add it to a client, instead of having to select 50 of those subcategories, now all you need to do is do the immune support, and you don't have to go back and tap on every category. So from that perspective, I think that's pretty cool. It's a nice addition that in this format, since you need to add everything to a client, which is a little bit cumbersome, this at least could make the process a little bit smoother and more efficient by choosing all of the panels that you guys usually use. For each client, there might be, say, 20 panels that are the top go-to panels for you, so you could put them all together. That way you just have to have one tap to add it to a client. And I think this could sort of alleviate some of the frustration. Now we go back to the system overview, and this just really drives me nuts. So I don't see those custom libraries added here. I think you have to go, I forget what Ryan
You
said
have
to,
you have to do before you do your first scan, okay?
that's what he
You
said,
have to
that's
go
right.
to libraries
That's
and
what it
you have
is.
to pull in whatever libraries you want and then come back to this panel and you will see
That's exactly right.
libraries.
My mistake was that I actually hit begin analysis. So Ryan, that's exactly what he said. You can bypass begin analysis. So what you want to do is, uh, you know, um, let's um, let's try it one more time. So we'll do that for, let's just pick the AAA, and we'll skip everything here. And I have to control myself because I just want to hit that begin analysis. So I'm just going to hit cancel here. Don't tap begin analysis. I'm going to go to my libraries, and this is for a master list. I'm going to, do I go back to master branch here? I go to immune support, tap on it, and wait, no, that's not it. Add it to the client, and then select immune support.
Yep.
So now it says branch associated. So now I'm going to hit the back button. And there it is. Okay, so that's the trick, is just not being tempted to that little flashing light. Just click on that flashing light, and
Right.
then it should all be there. So then if we go into the libraries, and then we see that it is there, let's see what happens. So immune support is here, and then it brings up then all the different categories, and it runs an analysis on the categories collectively. One thing, Suzanne, I'd love to get your input on this that I think is really unfortunate is you have to do these one at a time. And correct me if I'm wrong. Whereas with the Infinity, it could run all of these at one time.
Right. You do. Well, yes, if you want to drill down, you have to do one at a time.
Well, because
Otherwise,
these are all categories. This isn't like
I know.
this isn't the panel. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. Okay. But if you're in a hurry, then just drag um, infection solutions, inflammation assessment in, into the panels if you're in a rush. I suggest you drill down, but yes, we have to drill down one at a time. But all the reds and the blues and those in the green and the yellow are arbitrary. If you see something that matches, even regardless of the number, then you're going to want to drill down on that one also.
I think this just crashed. Something really odd happened with the colors there.
That's a glitch in the new update. All the colors go away, and it's a white background. It's not
Okay, so
just
does
yeah.
Ryan, did you tell Ryan about the glitch?
Yep. Yes.
So if that happens, you double click on your home button at the bottom, just swipe up, and you'll have to start fresh. So when does it happen? When you're using a master list?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Okay, good to know. All right. So what happened to your libraries? They're all still there, Roger. Where, I don't know why it's confusing, but let me know. In today's stress and emotional, so I'm reading the questions, obviously. Patricia asks, in today's stress, the emotional individual emotions can be brought up. Immune and lymphatic also have symbols beside them like emotional. What does that mean? I know what you're talking about. I think she's just talking about the icons that are next to them that are kind of like those, they're a bit of the oddballs in today's stress, or that, I don't know why it has sort of these sort of weird, you know what I'm talking about? There are icons next to some of them, but only a few of them.
Okay.
You don't know, oh, let me see if I can find it. In today's stress. So, here. There we go. So Patricia, it does not
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it does not mean anything in particular. Like there's no sort of meaning to this. This is just a design issue. Ryan either needs to add more or eliminate these, so they're merely ornamental, shall we say.
Right. Exactly.
And Dolores says she's not laughing at me. Couldn't get it done either, so she couldn't add the item through the import process either. So you guys, if you're just sort of hanging out, make sure you maybe hit up Ryan here and send him an email. I'm going to send you his address. Tell him that there's a glitch. The more that he hears from people, the more he sort of is able to quickly take action on it. So let him know, number one, Of course, we're going to let them know too that there is an issue with creating a whole linguistic category, and also that there is a crash that happens in the master list when you utilize a master list and you're trying to run the analysis of the master list. Is that correct, Suzanne?
Uh-huh.
So more questions. So glad you're doing this. I've been having trouble, says Elise. And David says, did you use the labyrinth to add the biodemulsion? No, we're not actually importing, and it is quite confusing because it's a deviation from how we did it with the Infinity. The import, when you do not have the imprinter connected, is a default to the hololinguistics. This is different from the way it was done previously. If you have no imprinter connected, it will simply create it hololinguistically, which is what we were attempting to do. If you have your imprinter connected, it will create it as a digitally imprinted remedy. And I hope that that's helpful, David. Let me know if I need to clarify. And David says, if anybody, do you have a biotics category, like a full category of all the frequencies, Suzanne?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, yeah, I'll put you in touch with I'll put you in touch with David Gauthier. He uses biotics in France, and he's asking for access. Perhaps you can let him know the price for your biotics panel.
Okay. All right.
Leah's on with us, and she says, how do you delete a library? And that's pretty easy. You can just, it has to come up, as far as I understand, actually in the client panel. That's where you can do the deletion. I actually don't think there is a deletion for as of yet in the actual list. Suzanne,
No,
is that correct?
there is not, and I have asked and asked and asked for it.
Okay. So guys can
We
continue
need
to
it.
send your
We
emails.
need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Vinayak says that I think he's saying the crash happens more than that. Whenever you drill down and try to add to the bottom tray, the color also goes away. It sounds like there's some serious bugs in 2.7, Suzanne.
Yes, there are.
Oh my goodness, this is fun. Okay, so I want to show you guys something at least that really is fun. And that is that there's frequency and frequency sweep that we mentioned for those of you who were with us on Friday. And I started to sort of experiment with this a little bit down here in a category called Rife, so let's pick it up here. And this may not work either, so let's see. If we go here, and in this case, we do want to add it manually. So the item name, I believe, okay, I'm going to do it this way. Lime, this is an actual lime frequency, and so I'm going to call it lime frequency 1. And this is fun because I'm going to be doing the harmonic frequencies of that can help you, that would be like a rife frequency to destroy lime. And I'm going to hit OK. So now it's going to say, do you want a frequency sweep or do you want the frequencies? And here I'm going to add the first frequency, which is 636, and you can go out 2 decimal places, and the frequency for Borrelia burgdorferi this is the frequency that would destroy it, right? It's the moral oscillatory frequency, right? Like when you sing the tone and the crystal glass explodes, this would be that frequency. And here, now, we have that frequency. So, and oh, this is fun because now I can add, it looks like I can add multiple frequencies, right? Well, let's try it. This is a discovery process. So now I can add all of the harmonics. So there are 4 total frequencies, and this becomes really powerful when you use the harmonics of a frequency. So this really is a very cool piece that Ryan added in here that allows you to make some really fantastic customized frequencies using Rife. And now, Suzanne, the Hertz is understood, right? You don't add in HZ. This is understood to be a Hertz frequency.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so that's 1272.24, which you notice is a multiple of that. Okay, this is truly joyful. I'm glad this is working because this is really fun to do this and to create this harmonics. This will be a very, very powerful frequency for a person to run. So then so it's I did that wrong. No, that's right. 2544.50. See, that's the next multiple, right? 636 plus 636, 1272, right? 1272.24 plus 1272.24, 2544.50. And then we double it again and we get 5088.9. So we have all of the harmonics again, making it a formidable frequency for Lyme. And if you're there, sitting at home right now, you too can do this. You can look up a lot of these frequencies online, where you can find these mortal oscillatory frequencies in all different forms are typically listed for free online, and I'm sure there are going to be some that also list these exciting harmonics. And you can also figure out the harmonics. So there are all of those, and I'm hoping that when I do this we can save it. And then let's try to add this to the client. And so it says it did it. I think I probably already ran the balancing, so I'd have to go all the way back to get this. So just know that. And let's skip these and see if it's here. Wow, that was pretty fun, Suzanne.
Yeah, exciting.
And
everybody can get very creative.
Yeah, let's see if it's here. So we've got this Rife frequency, and then let's get into it here. Oh, there's the Lyme frequency. And so now that Lyme frequency 1 contains, wow, it gets a 9. Look at that. That's interesting, isn't it, Suzanne?
Yep.
Even though it's not for any particular person, I always feel like in a group it's sort of picking up the collective energy of our group.
Uh-huh.
And to me, that's a powerful frequency. So that's the harmonics. If you guys didn't get those numbers, what I'll do is in the follow-up email with, the raffle link and our emails and all that good stuff, I will send I'll send all of those harmonic frequencies so you can create your own. I think I'll even do a little mini video that sort of highlights what we just did, since it was the most successful thing that we actually did today. So let's see, then this might actually brown out again, huh? Yeah, it is. Oh, darn. Okay, that's really disappointing. And we can't even go to progressive. Oh, we can go into progressive insights. Well, that's good. So we can at least get the opportunity to run this. It's interesting. It says medium. That's interesting. Let's actually do it the other way. Let's do the functional zones.
I was going to say run the functional. Yeah. Exciting.
Yeah. Great minds think alike, huh? Okay, so let's do those functional zones. And, anything you want to say about the functional zones, jump right in there, Suzanne.
Well, I mean, it just allows you to drill deeper, and it's an aspect of functional medicine, which is seriously coming forward now in our world as an alternative, because so many people are not getting what they need, even from nutritionists. So now functional medicine is coming forward and taking a very deep look at cause core, going for cause core instead of going over and just handling symptoms. It's exciting.
Absolutely. Exciting. It's very, very exciting. Sure, yes. Because even in any type of medicine, even in natural medicine, we can still apply Band-Aid remedies, which is if you come in with high blood pressure, we could give you the supplements for on the shelf it says, oh, blood pressure remedy. And so we give you this, and that is better because it doesn't have side effects, and very likely it contains nutrition that the person needed, like potassium, magnesium, to lower blood pressure. But when we can use a biofeedback tool, we can really tell for that particular person what they need instead of guessing or sort of one-size-fits-all remedies.
Right.
So what do you think? Should we, interference zone, tissue regulation zone, pretty similar scores. What kind of hit do you get on this, where we should go with this?
Well, I mean, your biochemical zone is kind of like in the neutral. And if you go down to the bottom, you've got tissue regulation and interference. So those are the two that I would look at.
Oh, no, that's what I just said. But I might have just been speaking too fast. Which do you like better, the interference zone or the tissue regulation zone, since they're pretty similar?
I would do both. I would do both.
Well,
One at a time.
Okay, so you'd make sure they're in the tray.
Yes.
Right. And then let's start with tissue regulation zone. That seems really interesting to me. And then we're going to get two pieces of information with a probability percentage that really tell us about sort of the causative, factor in all of this. So here's a question for you, Suzanne. What do you think about the organic vegetative stress evaluation? What does that mean to you?
That breakdown, going
Breakdown.
into a non-functional state. It's
Interesting.
breakdown of body functions.
Mm. Okay. So what should people take away from that? That's could be meaningful to them if they see this? I mean, like, oh my God, should utter panic set in? What should they do when they see this?
No, not other panics. They want to look, from this point, they want to look at systems.
Okay, that's
Okay, and
interesting.
instead of just, oh, gee, I think I'll just go to the liver. Okay, you want to look at systems because something in there, one of the systems is in breakdown. And if you go and you look at the other one, pre degeneration level 2, that means it's definitely on its way into a degenerative state. But look at systems.
Now, how do you think about degeneration? Because I really want to sort of contrast against other biofeedback programs out there that had sort of a negative connotation for degeneration, only one sort of definition. I do see it as you say it, that anything could sort of be maybe, I've said breaking down faster than it's being repaired.
That is accurate. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. And pre-degeneration can be, start with digestion, low
Mm.
oxygen,
Mm-hmm.
things along that line. Okay. It does not mean putting a disease title to it.
Very good. Oh, that's excellent. Okay, that's great. So the other thing what I heard from what you said is it might be helpful for them to go back and actually run the body systems
Yes.
and bring that into the mix.
Yes, most definitely. And I
Okay.
always, always also, no matter what I'm doing in here, I'm going to make sure I go to the emotions because all the new research that's coming out is 80 to 85% of every degeneration in the body is triggered by emotions.
That's it's so good that you're saying that. What people have commented on in the past is that when they run emotions for people, sometimes they get pushback, like they'll see jealousy and they'll say, but I'm not jealous. So how do you respond to that? How should people receive the information about the out of balance emotions?
Well, they may not think they are jealous, but at the subconscious level of the mind, the unawareness level, they may be holding some resentment towards somebody, which they feel as resentment, but it's really jealousy.
Mm.
Okay, so
And
you just have to realize that most people are not aware of their emotions. Okay, they're aware of anger and, you know, frustration and things like that, but the deeper aspects of what's going on with them that's creating physical breakdown, they are usually not aware of it at all.
surely, surely.
Yeah.
If they were aware of it, then they probably wouldn't be carrying it around with them. They probably would
Right.
try to like release it or something.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, and the body, when the body goes into breakdown, it's trying to release it, but it's
Mm.
very much in an aberrant way.
Mm. So, because my thought process is that, as long as they are in agreement that they're being worked on and they're willing to let their emotions go, that we don't need, say, 10 years of processing about each emotion that comes up on the screen. We could really just say, are you willing to let these go? And then put them in the main hold tray and have at it at balancing them.
Yes, exactly. And I do explain to people when they can't identify to what the emotion is. I do explain that, most of us are not aware of our
Mm-hmm.
deep suppressed emotions
Mm-hmm.
and just put them in and be willing to let it go. And sometimes I don't, like if hatred comes up or something like that, I may not say that to that person because
Right.
they may not be in a frame of mind to hear that, but I'll put it in the whole
Exactly.
tray anyway.
Well, because they've given you permission to, to help them. And I think if they're just willing, and even if they know that you ran emotions, I often say to them, is it okay if I just put the emotions in that came up and balance them for you? And people are often totally fine with that.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
So while we were talking, I did the interference zone, which you can see at the top, and we got foci field stress evaluation. Now, foci is relating to like a foci of infection. That's my understanding. Is that yours?
Yes.
Now, would you say that this foci field would not just be about a dental infection? It could be any, like it could be kidney, it could be brain. Would you say that could be sort of,
It could be anything. Yes.
okay, okay.
Hmm.
So and would we interpret it then that there's a chronic infection?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. So we would put this here, and then scar stress evaluation, pretty self-explanatory that there was a break or an injury or a cut or maybe an episiotomy or a C-section that at some point affected the energy field of the body and has gone unremediated, is still causing sort of reverberative effects in the body as a result of that past scar.
Right, and they may not
Yeah,
even know they have scar. They may
sure,
say, no, I don't have any scars.
sure.
Well, a lot of times they do have tissue scars from, different stress. You pull a muscle or something like that, and it interferes with the meridian lines. And
Absolutely,
that
absolutely.
creates lots of blockage then in energy.
So this is a great one to include down in the main hold tray and to balance that.
Yes.
So a thought here, what do you think about going from here to entangled insights and then running emotions all?
Sure.
Let's give that a try for the foci stress evaluation, and we'll go in here and we'll start typing in emotions all and just see what we come up with. I do really like these colors of the graphics in this area, those nice purples and blues that Ryan is using here.
Very nice.
And we do have some other questions that we're going to get to, you guys, so thanks for sending your questions. I'll definitely get to them here. So it's interesting, Suzanne, it says emotional ties to diseases, which is exactly
Yeah.
what you said. Hope, surprise, grief, suffering. We could include, a few of these, definitely the top three and the bottom one. Any other thoughts? Now, it says there's only a 13% connection here. I guess, what do you think about the number, and how many of these would you tend to include in the main hold tray?
I usually do just the top three and the bottom
Okay.
one. And as I'm scrolling, if something intuitively jumps out
Sure.
at me, I don't even think about it. I just include it.
Oh, that's really great. Okay, especially if there may be a bunch of emotions that are all sort of related to each other.
Yes.
And here's a frequent question that comes up often is when you see a positive emotion, how do you interpret seeing a positive emotion being involved with this particular issue?
Well, it depends upon its number. If it's a positive emotion and it's a low number, then that is being suppressed, that positive emotion, like
Mm-hmm.
joy or happiness or, whatever is being suppressed. If it's a high number and they're depressed, then how I relate that in conversation to them is they are trying to overcompensate by faking that emotion. So
Okay.
if they have a lot of, anger and resentment and things like that that come up, but happiness is up there also, then, and most people will admit it, they're trying to overcompensate by faking happiness.
Interesting. Okay.
So it's overactive.
So that's fantastic. Does the 13% cause you to not to be inclined to include these less because the percentage is low, or how do you interpret that percentage?
Well, if I have time, I don't care about that percentage. I
Okay,
will just
excellent.
pull the, yeah, I will just
Okay,
pull those
okay.
in. Okay.
And let's try one more time, just kind of curious up here. And I want to run that and actually just maybe get a few questions in here. So when I asked about the emotions, Vinayak says when people say, "Oh, I don't have jealousy," he says it's called denial. And he says biofeedback is letting you know what's below your conscious awareness, and scar tissue blocks the energy flow. Sure. And Leah asks an interesting question. She says, "Are all the scars on a physical level?" That's a really compelling question.
The way this is programmed, all the scars are on the physical level.
Excellent. Okay, great. Well, it's really good to get clarity. So let's do euphoria, grief, and anxiety. Really interesting sort of opposites there. And I'm not sure those are going in the tray. There we go. Okay, and so guilt. This is a little tricky. I think you have to go a little bit lower. Oh no,
So
there's
what so
yeah.
what I do to make it really fun for myself
Yeah,
is I expand the main hold tray out.
you can see everything in there. That makes sense. Yeah.
Now drop one in and watch what happens. It's fun.
Maybe I already put it in there. It doesn't look like it's. I think with this you have to reach, for some reason, you have to go all the way down here,
No, I
or.
just put it
Oh,
in
there
the
it is. There
tray.
it is.
I
Yeah,
just put it in the tray.
I love
And
it. That's
then it
efficiency right
rolls.
there.
Then it rolls.
Okay, that's good. Okay, good.
And
I'm
it's
glad
just fun.
that's.
It's a little
It's
game I
fun.
play with myself.
I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah. How healers sort of entertain themselves. I love it. Okay,
Exactly.
so let's actually go all the way back. This would be really powerful balancing. It wouldn't take very much time. Now, Suzanne, what I like to do, you could just play all the frequencies right here because they are all in the tray, but oh darn, oh, there we go. Okay, even though we're losing the color, people were saying that this actually still works. So that's good. I still like to sort of rejigger everything and sort of see what comes up as the priorities here.
Oh, I do every
You do
time.
too. Okay, every
Oh
time.
yeah,
Okay, great.
every time.
Okay, so the scar stress evaluation and happiness and curiosity. That's interesting. Tissue regulation zone and those Lyme frequencies. So I would just select everything and just balance it. And I would submit to you guys that I think that this would be a hugely powerful balancing session that probably wouldn't take very much time.
And that's accurate.
Yeah, this is really exciting stuff that's included here. Beyond the little bugs that'll get worked out. This is really, really cool stuff.
Yes, it is.
Um, if you have any other comments, Suzanne, that you want to make on the drill down, let me know. I just had a couple more comments here. Can't find the entangled insights. You just basically swipe to the left. I can show that again if we have time. Okay, Rebecca's jumping off here because her battery's low. And give exactly which is the emotion. I'm not sure I understand that one. So, do you know if the genius is in Spanish, like the infinity was?
It is in Spanish, yes.
Oh, excellent. Okay, I'm so glad that you know that. What is that list? Is it called the CAFO list or something? The list of Rife frequencies that's out there online?
Yes.
People can probably just Google that list of Rife frequencies so
Yes.
they can see that. Yeah. So
And
I guess
add it. You're right. And add whatever they want in. Yes.
yeah, absolutely. So we just have about 6 minutes left. You guys, if you have any burning questions, now's the time. Just in summary, I am going to, right after this is over, I'm going to send you guys all an email with the raffle ticket link so you guys can join us on Black Friday. I'm also going to include Suzanne's email address and my email address. I want to reiterate, we're distributors for the Genius. That means we do sales. We also do support. We bring this to you at no charge, our weekly support class. And we're also here, we're very responsive to your questions. We're able to pick up on those questions really quickly and do training and support. So to that end, we really appreciate your referrals and your referrals going directly to us in the form of an email that just says, hey, Jane is interested. This is Jane's email, and we can take it all from there. We record your name. We make sure that you personally get the credit. And we're offering not only $200, but until December 31st, when you refer to us in particular, you'll get a $25 Amazon card from whoever you go through. If you've gone through Suzanne before, or you just really enjoyed hearing Suzanne on today, you want to work with her, by all means contact her. If you want to work with me or refer someone to me, you've worked with me before, that was a good experience, then please do send me your referrals. We really both thank you for your referrals because it allows us to do more research with the Genius Insight. So we're going to be sending you an email, and we'll also send you a little video about how to do this Rife setup. I think you guys will really enjoy it, along with those Lyme frequencies, which I think those are going to be really, really powerful.
They are
Suzanne,
powerful. Yes.
yeah. Anything else you want to say that I may have forgotten to touch on?
No, except that we will, as soon as Ryan fixes those glitches, which we saw this evening, then we will make sure that that gets handled on a Monday in detail. In detail.
Yeah, we'll tell you. Yeah, we'll go back to the stuff that we were looking at.
Yeah, take the confusion out of the space for you guys.
Okay. Hey, and Vinayak says he sent us a link to the Rife frequencies, so we'll see if we can get that link to everyone.
Awesome, Vinayak. Thank you.
And thank you. And Kelly says, I think nutrition deficiency, toxic organs, and microbes contribute to imbalanced emotions. That's interesting. Does one affect?
No, that's accurate. That's in the research papers, most definitely.
Excellent. Yes. So it works both ways.
Works both ways, absolutely.
And she says you can have out of balance anger due to liver toxins and euphoria due to a B vitamin imbalance.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting perspective.
Yeah, I'm pretty accurate.
And Vinayak says training and support is essential if you want to get the most from your purchase. And thanks, Vinayak, for that word of support. We really appreciate it. I seem to repeat a stress trigger to green beans in every person. I think she says, I think she sees it as a stress trigger. Is this a glitch or is something going on with green beans? I want to say something right away, is that I literally tested someone the other day and green beans did come up, but I do think it is a pretty surprisingly common food allergen. Suzanne, your take on that?
Well, green beans are sprayed very heavily. So if they are not organic, yeah, you're going to have some. Just like apples. Apples, I think, are the second most sprayed, pesticide sprayed fruit that we've got. And, you know, I think the number one is strawberries, sprayed more times, multiple times. And so organic, you guys. I know it costs more, but you know what? It costs less in the long run because you don't have health issues.
Absolutely. And you know, you want to know something that's both exciting, it's uplifting, but also a little sad, is I do some new information I'll send with the email, and Suzanne, you'll get the email too, which is some new information about how much glyphosate exposure is in different foods. It's been tested.
Shocking. Yes.
Now, your regular sort of predictably GMO, non-organic foods, very high glyphosate, but there are some organic products in there. And granted, they have about 1/10 of the glyphosate exposure, but the sad thing is they actually do have glyphosate exposure, meaning that's just pervasive in the environment at this point.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we're looking seriously at, and we haven't found an answer yet, but a nice, inexpensive, compact system for growing our own foods inside.
Interesting to avoid. So now we have to grow it in hermetically sealed areas so the glyphosate doesn't get in. What do you think about just
a little fanatic here, you know? But oh well.
No, I mean I think it's a good idea. But what do you think about creating a customized library and just putting glyphosate in there and running it as a frequency to sort of help you to clear your body of some of the current glyphosate?
Right, and I would put other things in there also that relate
what else would you
to it. Oh, I would have to look at a paper to be able to.
Oh, interesting. It's like so other chemicals related to glyphosate.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, I like it.
Yeah, put the whole complex in there.
I love that. Okay, so Jennifer says, hey Jennifer, welcome. So good to have you. I missed the beginning. Will I be able to see the replay? Go to my YouTube channel. Go ahead and go to YouTube, type in Ariel Policano, so my first and last name, and then subscribe to my YouTube channel, and this will be uploaded sort of momentarily, and you'll see all of the other ones that you may have missed. Parasites add to your emotions. Oh, that's a good one, isn't it?
Yes, they do. Yep.
And it's coming up on people who don't eat non-organics. Yep, for sure. I've seen the, oh, okay, so it's coming up on people who don't eat the green beans. Now that is telling us that if they were to eat green beans, they would be sensitive. That's actually, we're going to finish up because it's about 1 minute after the hour, but it's a really good point that the food sensitivity is telling you about their constitutional sensitivity, like the potential for them to eat green beans. It's not reflective of that they've been eating it or not eating it. And, you know, Suzanne, feel free to jump in here. The interesting thing is when you do an IgG test or an IgE test, you do have to have been consuming it to get an accurate test. Otherwise, you won't get enough of an immune response to show up on a blood test. And that's just one of those places where biofeedback can really, you know, penetrate all of that, get to all of the different levels. So what it's telling us is that the generic form of green beans today is not going to be resonant with that person, and it's simply telling us whether they've been eating that now or not eating it.
Right.
So
And so when it comes up and it shows, you know, like an allergic reaction or overactivity to it, and they say, I don't ever eat green beans, then what we have to realize, because of the way this is programmed in biofeedback and tapping into the morphogenic fields of information, everybody's innate intelligence knows exactly everything that's right for them and not right for them. And so you're picking that information up from the field, from the innate intelligence, from the knowingness and the wisdom of the person. So it reinforces, great, don't eat green beans.
I mean, yeah, my instant reaction was she's saying it, but I'm, you know, saying like, oh, I don't eat green beans, and your instant response would be like, well, don't start, you know.
Exactly. Don't start. Yep, you're smart not to be eating them. Okay.
And let me just see if there's any other burning questions here, and then we'll get to the rest of them next time. If I didn't answer something, you guys, today that's really super important, then definitely email me, and we will get back to you, or we'll go ahead and we'll do this next week. We'll answer it next week. Can we run an EMF program from the genus to clear the room as you sleep? I would say absolutely, and would you agree? If you created some good frequencies,
totally.
okay, like EMF clear, and I have some good panels on EMF, Jordana, that you may or may not have. We could talk about that. So, Suzanne, it's been awesome to have you here in the training tonight. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for everything that you do. It's awesome. You're awesome too. So thank you.
It's been really, really fun. And even Patricia said, thank you. Both of you are terrific. Love you together. So really, really sweet feedback there. I want to thank everyone, and I want to wish everybody in the States a really happy Thanksgiving this week, and I hope we get to hang out with you after Thanksgiving on Black Friday. Please mark your calendar. It'll be easy to forget on Black Friday. 10:30 a.m. Pacific, we want to give you some gifts, so you'll be entered in the raffle. Everybody who attended here today gets 10 raffle chances. If you invited someone today, make sure that you tell Ryan so you can get an additional 5 raffle chances, and we'll be giving away some goodies for sure on Friday. We'll be back also next Monday, so be sure to join us every Monday. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Ariel Policano, to get all of the recordings. Have a great night, everyone. Thanks again, Suzanne.
Thank you, Ariel, and thank you, everyone, for being on, and happy Thanksgiving. Okay.
Good night.
Good night.